Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a deadlift day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, be greatly appreciated. So we didn't go super heavy today. I thought it was funny, someone in the comments, in the little preview said, didn't you pull whatever, 500 for 7 or something when you turned 40? It's like, well, I pulled 500 for 11 when I turned 45. That's besides the point, isn't it? I got a good training response. It was decently heavy. It was definitely a 3-rep training max, right? We stimulated the upper threshold fibers, which we need to carry over to both maxes and to my rep work. So what more do we want? I'm not trying to destroy myself. I'm in a calorie deficit. And if anything, I wish I wouldn't have done the glute ham raises at the end. So in keeping with the theme of working my weak points and realizing what I need to do to get my deadlift back up quickly, I did this triple and then I did 3x10, but a little bit different with the 3x10. And I want to work that up to 5x10, and then I won't do glute ham raises. I don't need them really. I think deadlifts and good mornings handle my posterior chain just fine, in addition to my squat work. But Texas Power Bar came in. So I did the heavy work with the Texas deadlift bar, and then I got this Texas Power Bar as a general power bar and to bench with. I explained in statuses already why on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, I've already explained what's going on there. So I really needed to bench with. But we got a pretty good 3x10. Now the knurl is aggressive, way more aggressive than my Rogue bar. But I wanted to get the extra grip work here. So I'm trying to work on doing all this volume work now. I want to take it all raw. And I won't shred my hands as much as I will with the deadlift bar. I didn't have any bleeding, no hand tearing, so we're good. But I want to get the extra grip work so that I don't have to do any grip training these days. I'm doing all these pull-ups and chin-ups on my off days, which you guys see some of. I want to work on some rowing, and we want to work on good mornings. Because really, what things have I done in phases that really made my deadlift climb? Either volume deadlifts or good mornings. Now I'm going to do both. These seem to be what really build my deadlift. And I'm not saying the rows and stuff don't help. They do. Rows seem to help too. But that's really a lot of the rowing's going to carry over to my benching and stuff also. And I'm doing enormous amounts of upper back work. So really the muscles that are going to get the most work for me are going to be upper back, triceps, posterior chain. That's where I'm going to put all my efforts. Doesn't mean we're not going to get pec and quad because we are doing, all the belt squatting, the squats, we're doing benching. They aren't going to be a priority. I'm going to put more volume into these other things because this is what builds my big three. Okay, we got to compete. I need to maximize body composition. I need to keep getting leaner, which, people definitely notice I'm definitely getting leaner. I've got to be the most stacked leanest guy in my class. Okay. I'm a little tall for my weight class. So if I want to be the best, I've got to be lean. I'm going to have to stack that muscle in the right places. So we're going to have to get more stacked, which again means body fat loss to give me wiggle room. But the deadlifts felt good. Hands are a little sore from all the raw pulling with that bar, but nothing is torn. So skin is in good shape still, so we're good. All right, the good mornings went up to 225 with this bar today. We're going to build this back up. I've worked it up slowly. I need to be back up where I was, which means we need to be up over 300 for sets of 10. We're going to get there. I need to be there by Worlds. Why? That always puts me well above a 600 deadlift. I don't need a 600 at Worlds, by the way. The world record is not 600 pounds. It's less than 600 for my class. Guys, forget I'm in the old man classes. So I still want to get the deadlift back past 600 again. I need to do it at my age and weight class. I want to work towards a 700. But I'm going to have to rebuild the muscles. And this affects my squats. Good mornings absolutely affect my squat too. Historically, when I look at the trends, because I keep records of everything, good mornings, when they're highest, my squat and my deadlift are the highest. And when I say highest, I mean, what can I crank out for like sets of 10? I've maxed on these. I used to max on these too. Okay. When my bench is at my best, my JM press tells me where my bench is going to be. So that's where I'm going to put a lot of my focus. And outside of those movements, we're going to hammer my upper back. So that means I'm going to do lots of pull-ups and chin-ups. I can handle a lot of them. Fortunately, I didn't run into those overuse issues until I was doing 100 chins every day, 7 days a week. I can handle a lot of upper and middle back work. I recover from it pretty well. As long as I don't do stupid stuff with it. So I'm going to keep doing the pull-ups and chin-ups. I'm going to do some rows on deadlift day. That's a great place to fit them. And then that way I'm not hammering my posterior chain the rest of the week, by the way. That way I'm not dealing with recovering from rows and all that. I mean, I'll have to do good mornings on squat day. All right, we'll do good mornings on squat day. But this deadlift day is going to be the whole posterior side of my body. So we did deadlifts. We're doing good mornings. I'm going to do rows next. I kind of petered out at 4 sets. Tried to mess with the grip a little. I haven't done regular rows like this in just a while. Some people would call these pin lay rows. This is just really, I call it a barbell row. If we've stripped off the floor as a barbell row. That's the name of the movement. Sometimes I have to write pin lay row for clients because if I write barbell row, they do bent over rows, which is not the same thing. In this case, we are wanting to build the upper back. It does help with my grip and forearms and everything here too. So again, as part of my grip training, we also get the isometric contraction of the posterior chain. Right? Has some definitely has deadlift carryover. This is definitely not the strongest I've been at these, but they're also pretty strict, so I'll take it. I haven't looked at the later sets yet. I've loaded them in here, but I haven't actually assessed the footage until now, so they might get a little cheaty as I get near the end. But the last set, I felt like I couldn't get to 10 reps. I just stopped. All right, I just went to mess with it, and I think it was like rep 8 or 9. It just felt heavy, hit the floor. I'm just like, I'm done. So we finished up with some rows here, and then I did a couple sets of glute ham raises because I'm like, well, I didn't quite get the hamstring volume I'd like. I don't know that it was the wisest idea because I was fatigued on them. They may make me cramp a little bit later. Probably the one thing I wouldn't have done that I threw in here. Bad idea. I only got 2 sets of 8, and they were hard. Ideally, I would have rather liked to have done just 5 sets of the 10 on the deadlifts if I could change whatever I did today. Other stuff I'm happy with. I wish I would have been a hair stronger on the rows to get a 5th set. Maybe I need to reduce the weight just a hair, or I'll build into this weight. But I am enjoying this new bar. And I feel like the grip on it feels better. I feel like my bench is going to benefit. Plus, this is the bar that I benched at this last meet, and I could tell the difference. So I really need, competition-type bars for everything, right? So I've got the Texas squat bar, Texas deadlift bar, and I have the Texas power bar to bench with. Because it doesn't look like at meets, they don't give you a bench bar. You bench on a power bar usually. And then I knocked out the 2 sets of glute ham raises. So pretty much the entire backside of my body from my traps all the way down to my calves got worked. Yes, all this stuff grows calves too. People don't want to hear that. Calves are so genetic, they are. But if you got any of these movements, a lot of this stuff still builds calves. They're still good calf exercises, right? Even though, yes, they are very genetic. And I don't really do any calf work outside of this stuff. But pretty happy with today's workout. Decently hard, got a lot of work done. Meet's coming up. I've got to make weight. I'm not worried about hitting big lifts. I just want to break my own Texas records, get another practice run making my water cut before Worlds. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.